Let there be light, and there was light. Words of the said God, Mother Eve. Yes, so we are back from the front desk of Mother Eve, giving news. Of course, if you are new to this channel, I am Crimey Queen. This is where we have fun with words and numbers. We try to make this fun. We try to make this light. But I must say it is deep. I find it a very deep, and it's like it sort of reminds me about like being in quicksand, and if you're not careful, you know, you could really go very deep down in the sand bed of the ocean or whatever it is. So but um we are called to sort of find wisdom and find wisdom and seek it like it were a fine jewel. You know, this is according to Proverbs. And Proverbs, of course, we tend to read those scriptures as though they were just literal, but they are meant to get us thinking of what wisdom in this case really truly means to us. You know, how to really value wisdom, value truth, and value self-knowledge, or being edifying in that which is true. So again, if you're new to this channel, this is the sacrifice template, of course, devised around the sacrifice of Jesus Christ. But whatever Jesus Christ really means in this sense, it has sure taken us onto a path that has been very, I would say, very enlightening. It is the substance of intention that is really present here. So when we go with the intention to find truth, of course, truth will show up in whatever way, even in that which we feel is that or we feel suspicious about. But truth will reveal itself to what is. Okay, so I would like to highlight, as you can see, there is a red column with the word new. The word new in the middle, and it's under the 5 number, which is the middle number of numbers 1 to 9. Now that tells us a lot. We have list and list upon list that really direct us to the meaning of 5 and how we really ought to pay attention to 5. It's not just about our 5 senses or 5 fingers and so on. If we look well, perhaps this 5 is imprinted in so many different areas of our being as a demarcation that we, to help us ignite our consciousness all round. And that's what I believe that Mother Eve had been, and the gods had been wanting to let us know. So basically, now we are talking about the number 5. We have 5 toes, we have 5 fingers to each foot, or well, 5 toes to each foot and 5 fingers to each hand. And we have our 5 senses. We have 5 circles to our face, the face part of our face, not including the 2 to our sides. Now that also tells me something, just like in the word Jesus Christ. Jesus actually is 11, so we have 1 here and 1 there, and Christ actually is 5, so there we have now 5 circles. So when we hear about this story, how can we relate this story to our makeup? How can we see ourselves in that story? That is what I feel is important for us to address. So for instance, now we could say all these circles are, if you want to call them Jesus Christ, well, I think that's okay. But we have the 7, but I also see 7 as the serpent, which is Mother Eve. When we do the numerical value for the word serpent, it's actually 7. But more so is when we do the word present, or the word now, which is also meaning to be present. that equals 7. So could it be that those circles that we have are channels to helping us, like the serpent is actually like a channel, like a long tube? So could it be like that 7 is really helping us to be present? Hence the number 7, when it stands up or erected, we see that it has its head in a way that has a sort of, like I say, an arrogant look to it, and it's pitched in at a certain angle, giving a sort of style to it, and basically it's like saying, look at me. So is that when it says look at me, it's beckoning us to be present. And that's what the 7th day was about, when God rested from all the works that he had made and all the works that he had created. So all these are numerical vibrations, because the word made has 5 there, and the word created is also 2. Now this is Mother Eve just flowing here for me. All the works that he had made and all the works that he had created. There we are talking about made is 5 and created is 2. I just felt I had to repeat that again. So just like I'm saying with Jesus is 2 and Christ is 5, that is 7. So basically we are being called to be present. Now we are being called to be present. Present as the serpent. That's why whenever there is a serpent around, if you hear, oh, there is a snake, wouldn't you be present? You would be so alert. You would not want to take your eye off the serpent, so for the fear that it may sting you, or just to ensure that you can escape. If you were to take your eye off, you would run. You would run. You would not just turn your back and perhaps say, well, it's just a serpent. Perhaps you would. I don't know where you're at, but most people wouldn't. But that's the whole idea. We are called to be present. And if you did, you were still making a choice to be present within yourself and thinking, okay, well, there's a serpent there, but there's something within me that tells me I'm okay. All right, so I'm just talking about being present here. So the gods, now, what I also discover examining the 15 functions, this is what I really want to talk about. The 15 functions of the mouth as well. Actually, of course, 1 + 5 = 6. And we see 6 is Mother Eve. When we do the numerical value for the word Eve, for the said God, Mother Eve, is directly 15. We have covered that. And when we do for Mother Eve is 5. Now that's what we see from the so Eve is 5, and the said God is 6. Adding these together gives us 11. Now there's something that I also wanted to do, because we have seen that the number 15 is being very prevalent now, or very prominent in our presentations now, and very symbolic, because we see it comes very centered here, which is what Mother Eve is asking us to come into this new state. This new state is where Mother Eve really have set the stage here for us on this side. I say set the stage there, and in fact I'll count this. This is 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. So there are 11 letters here that I really had no business in changing. Sorry, I might have said I might have added another 3 as the word new, but I did manipulate the letters new, their position on the template, but it was the N and the E. So basically I didn't manipulate from the W here, but which would be 13, or sorry, 12. of course, 12 is in direct correlation with the first word Mother Eve uses when she casts a spell and say, let there be light. So the word let actually equals 10, but when we do the numerical values, it equals 3. So we can see how 3, of course, 12 is 3 in the letters here. Now, now, we would have now or presently, we can say, we can also change this, is that the word 15, I think, is something very important for us to examine, because we have 15 functions of the mouth that encapsulates the 14 gods, and there we could also say Mother Eve is the umbrella of all the 14 gods. Of course, we have 15, but let's see how 15 really shows up in its numerical value as the word 15, word form. So it's F-I-F-T-E-E-N, and if we do 5, let's do this. We write 5, 5, 2, 6, 9, 6. Adding this together, this is 15. Of course, 15, this is 21, 22, 23. So 3 plus 5 is 8, and so we have 38. 3 plus 8 is 11. Now, this is the magic we want to be looking at here. So 15, back onto our sacrifice template. Back onto the sacrifice template is right here. 15, we have 3 5s of 15. We have written the word form 15, and that sums to the first, we could say it's a master number, 11. Of course, if we add number 5 and number 6 together right here, that gives us 11. That's the first master number right here. Now, I do have a presentation where I made note of the first master number in the scriptures as well, and that might come under the 911 as well. But the word created, which is the first master number, and in the beginning, God created. So the word created is the fifth word, of the Bible. In the beginning, God created. So in my past presentations, I did make a note saying that I feel that the number 5 is like the two thumbs together, and we have the 4 digits on either side. So 5 is in the middle, 5 is in the middle, and it's like the two thumbs together, and we have the 4 digits on either side. So we can see even here that the word created equals 11, also falls in perfect sync with the new column, adding 5 plus 6. So we can see right here that Mother Eve is the whole orchestrator of all these gods right here. We can see how it's like why we hadn't been able to see Mother Eve before in that light. It's like when the serpent is in hiding, we could say, or it's crawling it's under some leaves or dry leaves. Of course, the word leaves, somehow it leaves, just like we say something leaves something behind, or it leaves its skin behind, or something to that effect, or we have not been able to recognize it because it has just changed its skin. So these are things we are looking at right there. But now Mother Eve is showing us that she is present in every area that we can look at. We can see that In the word created is the fifth word. Again, this is to prove that the Holy Bible is a mathematical construct that is written so precise for precise purposes and for high intelligence that I am now just nibbling. I believe it is so much more than we had taken time to understand. I am nibbling just the surface right now, and I am hoping that other people can join me on this journey so we can begin to make sense of who we truly are and find our divine power to expressing the God, our God-given power. This is why Mother Eve is now calling us to say, let us make man in our image after our likeness. And for us to do that, we need to know that which we have been conditioned by, the teachings that we had learned, the molding and the shapes that we were given, the forms that we have taken. There's a formed God. Are we in that form, the original formed God, or did we, or was it the adverse part of creation? We could say that when God formed man out of the dust of the earth, what are we formed of now? Modern technology. What do we represent in that creation, and what are we meant to represent in the creation? So I feel it's important and very vital for us to get a sense of identity in this creative realm. We need to know how the gods work out in our lives. Now we've got a clear illustration of the 15 functions of the gods that really, when we get to understand, we can say, just like whether the word chew, for the word chew, you learn how to chew. They told you should chew your food X amount of times or whatever it is, but now you are consciously doing it the way you feel your body is responding, or how you are intuitively guided to do it. So there was a pattern that was set, or the stage was set. There's another word or another function of the gods, the set God. The set God would be the one who set the stage. The formed God is the one who formed, and of course is very much close to the set God. So that in the sense of forming a shape. The set God, I believe, is also, let's just have a look, works alongside with the cause God. Because of a cause, the set God has found it necessary to set something, or because something is set, then it causes another effect. So this is what we say, cause and effect. So these are things that we are looking at. Now, I believe I might have covered the main point I wanted to make here with the number 15, meaning the number 15, again, it has been attributed to the love number. And we can see, perhaps that's where we'll close on this one. It is seen as the love number. And of course, the word love, L-O-V-E, is 5, 4, 6, 3. And I do say Mother Eve likes the words with the L, beginning with L, even that including the lie, like a lie, because Mother Eve, as we know, there's something lie, it means it needs a rising agent, and we are the rising agents. Just rising agents to be doing a work, a creative work for a creative purpose in the earth. Just like in the movie The Matrix, you have the agent Smiths but we are also agents of the gods, and we need to understand which agent and what roles we are playing, or what we are contributing to. So that's why there is a lie. Mother Eve is in that, or we will find Mother Eve, if you like, in the word believe when we examine, but we have to examine the word believe or the word belief. We have to examine those where we can discover the lie and give, and of course, depending how we work this out, that is what we give rise to. So you are raising the lie to a surface where you can begin to see it for what it is. Okay, so here back to this. This is 9 and 9. So 9 plus 9 is 18. 1 plus 8 is 9. If we do the numerical value for the word 9, N-I-N-E, of course, this is 5, 5, 9, 5. As I say, where all the fives are is Mother Eve. So this is 15, 20, 24. 2 plus 4 is 6. So we can see it takes us back to 6 as being the said God, as in the number 15. 1 plus 5 is 6. So Mother Eve is love. This is why we see that in the scriptures we hear this, that God saw, God created everything, and everything God created or made, he saw it was good. So the word every has Mother Eve in it. Mother Eve is in everything. Hence, Adam said he will name his wife Eve because she was is also as. We tend to think that this wasn't written as present and past or future or whatever, as we have been taught. The word was has the word as in it. It consists of that. It has the connection. We are not away from it. It is part of the whole, and hence why it is also the word saw. So the word saw and the word was, they all have that same connection. So I hope you understand this. And so where was is where was is as is also there, all right, or also hair, because the word there also has in it hair. These are the same kind of things that we have been. This is why we cannot completely take our minds away from something, from the whole. We can concentrate on one part of it, the W, and no wonder why the W in the word was can be that which forms the 8-petal flower. But I'll leave you with this. I hope you get the juice of what I am saying here. Do like and subscribe and spill over with love. Let there be light, and there was light. Oh, don't want to stop.